Hello there. I'd like to tell you a story about sharing. Long ago, there was a traveller. Now he had walked a very long way. He had walked across the valley. He had climbed up the mountainside. He had followed his feet as far as he could until he came to a remote, snow-covered mountain village. Now when he got to the village, he remembered just how cold and tired and hungry he was. But when he looked in his sack, he found it was empty. Don't worry, he thought, the people of this village will share their food. But when he knocked at the doors of the houses, he found that nobody was prepared to share anything with the stranger. These people, he thought, the cold winter has frozen their hearts. They have forgotten what it is to share. With a crafty smile, he thought, I will have to remind them. The traveller went into the village square. He built a fire out of the sticks and twigs that he could find, and once the wood was being licked with red and yellow flame, he went down to the river. He scooped up the cold water from the river into his cooking pot, took it back to the fire and waited. Now, as the traveller was watching his cooking pot, the villagers were watching the traveller. They were peering through the cracks in their doors and the gaps in their shutters, wondering what it was he was doing. Among them was a little girl. What is the traveller doing in the square? But whenever she asked her question, she was met with the same response. Mind your own business. Don't you know, asking questions can be very dangerous? But this wasn't a very satisfactory answer at all. So she decided to find out for herself. Stand up on the spot where you are. Wherever you're watching this video today, stand up on the spot where you are. Are you standing up? Good. Right. Shh. 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 Tiptoe with me after 3. 1, 2, 3, and tip-toe through the door. Tip-toe across the square. Tip-toe up to the traveller, and when she got there, she asked the traveller, "What are you doing?" And he explained, "I'm making stone soup." Give yourselves a pat on the back. Thank you for joining in. The traveller explained how to make the best stone soup. He said, for the best results you need a large cooking pot and 3 very round, very smooth stones. What did you need? Can you do that with me? Of course you can. You ready? So you need a very large cooking pot and 3 very round, very smooth stones. The little girl scampered off to find them, and when she came back, she brought with her all of the other villagers, all eager to find out more about the soup. Now we're going to have a cooking demonstration here today. I would like you to join in. So using your fingers, draw a line around the top of your cooking pot. Very good. Can you do that with me? So draw a line around the top of your cooking pot. Now your 3 very round, very smooth stones are already in there. If only we had some salt and pepper for seasoning, or maybe some carrots for sweetness. As the traveller suggested things to add to the soup, people began to put their hands up. "Why, I have carrots growing in my garden," said one man. "Oh, I have salt and pepper in my larder," said a lady. "I'll fetch it." Soon villagers were running backwards and forth, bringing all kinds of wonderful ingredients to put in the soup. I wonder what you would put in the soup. In a moment, I would like you to pause this video. I want you to go into your kitchen with whoever turned the video on, maybe your mum, your dad, your granny, your granddad, whoever's looking after you today. and I want you to find one ingredient to add to the soup. It could be sweet corn or tomatoes, it could be chocolate or spaghetti, whatever you want to put into the soup. I want you to go and find it now. Please pause the video. Did you find what you were looking for? Of course you did. Right, let's start cooking. So, remember our pots. So get your fingers, draw a line around the top of the pot. There's the pot, and here's your spoon. Now, this is your chopping board. Can you show me your chopping board? Very good. The first thing going into the pot today is pepper. This is a pepper grinder. So we go chop, 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 scoop and drop, stir, stir, and it still needs something. I know, carrots. I've got 2 carrots here. I'm going to put them into the soup. So we'll go chop, 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 scoop and drop, stir, stir, and it still needs something. Potatoes. And it so happens I have a potato here. So ready? Chop, 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 scoop and drop, stir, stir, and it still needs something. Have you got your mystery ingredient there? Now, whether it's tomato or mushrooms, courgette, pepper, sweet corn, maybe it's chocolate or cornflakes, or perhaps you've brought back a pear, or maybe a pineapple or a mango. Whatever you have got with you, are you ready to chop it up after 3? So after 3, let's do it together. So 1, 2, 3, chop, 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 scoop and drop, stir, stir, and it tasted perfect. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Thank you for helping to finish the soup. But that wasn't the only thing that was perfect. As the villagers returned with ingredients to put in the soup, they brought back other wonderful foods to share. And soon the tasting of soup had become a feast. It went on late into the night. The next day, the traveller left the village. All of the villagers came out to wave goodbye. It was whispered by more than one. He had left the village richer, for he'd reminded them about the value of sharing. But the biggest smile belonged to the little girl. You see, sometimes asking questions isn't dangerous. Sometimes asking questions can lead to wonderful things. Give yourself a big pat on the back and take a round of applause. I hope you enjoyed that story. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.